let me show you how to build the ultimate hauler fighter in Starfield. This is a ship build guide with a complete walkthrough. Enjoy. This beast will hold over 61,000 cargo as well as 1,900 shielded cargo, and man oh man does she evaporate the bad guys. The first place you'll want to hit up is New Homestead in the System of Sol at Titan. When you land, just talk to the ship technician to modify your ship. Now the coolest thing about this build is there is no maze involved or ladders. It's completely awesome. The first piece will be the Nova Galactic Landing Bay. Head over to the Nova 2x1s. You're going to want to grab the variant called the Workshop. You'll want to attach the Workshop to the very top of the landing bay. Hit up the Nova 2x1s again. You're going to select the variant Science Lab. Then you want to attach it to the back end of the Workshop. Back in the Nova 2x1s, this time we're going to want to grab the Galactic Armoury. You'll want to place that on top of the Science Lab all the way to the back of your ship. The very last 2x1 you're going to want to grab is called the Living Quarters, and you're going to stack that right on top of the Workshop. Let's now grab the biggest, beefiest cockpit we can, which will really help with our cargo capacity, plus, it looks win. You'll want to snag up the JS-52 grav drive and then just kind of set it off to the side. Time to fork out for the most glorious reactor possible, the SF-40. Next, you'll want to attach the grav drive to the very back of your habs, and then you'll take your reactor and attach it to the grav drive. For cargo, we're going to grab the Uber galleons. These things hold 1,480 each, and we're just going to line them across the top. I'm going to duplicate this other cargo, and then we're going to put those all across the other side over there, all 4 places. Let's add 4 more galleon cargo holes to the bottom deck. Then we're going to go over to the other side, and we're going to add 4 more there as well. You are never going to run out of cargo space. We'll add some more cargo here in a bit, but first let's start working on our landing gear. Grab the NG-20 wide variant of this landing gear. Now these things have 4 landing thrust per landing gear, and that's absolutely ridiculous because most landing gears, they cap out at 2. These landing gears will really help you to keep this build nice and compact. Hit up the structural tab. We're going to scroll down until we get to the Nova cowling. In order to attach it a lot easier, because it's going to want to snap to the bottom, just use your R and F keys for elevation and then attach it to your galleon storage containers. Let's duplicate the cowling, flip it, and then attach it on the other side. Perfect. Time to duplicate the galleon cargo racks. We're going to add 2 to this side, and then we're going to add 2 to the other side right here. Once we have these cargo racks into place, we're going to duplicate the cowling and then just attach it to the 2 cargo racks. Let's do the exact same thing on the other side, duplicate the cowling and then attach it to the cargo racks. Now sadly, the main Nova dealer will not have a really good docker, so we're just going to grab the crappy one and then just stick it there temporarily. Head over to the Shields tab and grab the SG-3000 shield. Yes, the most glorious shield money can buy. In the Engines tab, you're going to want to grab the Poseidon DT-230 engines and then just attach them to the very back end of your ship. Time to duplicate some more of the cargo. We're just going to add those right to the very front of these engines. Time to add some fuel tanks. We're going to grab the M50s and then we're just going to attach them to both sides of the engines on the bottom section because there's 2 attachment points. Time to duplicate some more galleon cargoes. We're going to add 1 to this side, 1 to the next side, and after we get all those added in there, we're going to add another row of these landing gear. Can't stress this enough, if you use any other landing gear, you're going to get error messages and you can't complete the build. So kinda screwing the pooch here. Technically, you do not want to add the cargoes to the bottom deck level right there. You're just going to want to add them to the top level. Now, I'm going to figure that out here in just a second and then fix it, but just throwing it out there. Don't even bother attaching them to the bottom deck because there's going to need to be different things there. Yeah, like fuel tanks. Back over to structural again. We're going to grab the Nova cowling, but we're going to get the center variant. Well, it kind of looks like I'm going to need to flip that or the ship's going to look weird. So there we go. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Just going to duplicate the cowling, then flip it and attach it to the galleon. Definitely going to want to max out my engine thrust. We're going to hit up the very best White Dwarf 3030 engine and then just attach it right there. Yep, that awkward moment when I just figured out I screwed up trying to do a build tutorial, so we'll just delete those and then add the fuel tanks. We'll be grabbing 6 total M30 Ulysses H3 fuel tanks. We're going to add 3 to this side, and then we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to add 3 over there as well. Adding these fuel tanks can sometimes be a little bit difficult if you don't have your height right, so make sure you have that set just right. Hit up the weapons tab. It's now time to add the most glorious weapons possible. I'm going to add 4 of those PB300 alpha beams. Let's now add 4 of the 3340A auto alpha beams. These things are totally win. At this point, we're basically done constructing anything at this ship vendor, so we're just going to assign our weapon ports, and then we're going to head on the heck out of here and finish up this ship build. You can totally finalize your ship build whenever you want, as long as you don't have errors. Warnings are totally fine. Errors is a completely different story. So there you go. Let's head to the next place. Head over to any one of your bases and make sure you build a ship builder landing pad. Let's modify our ship and get into builder mode. First things first, grab the extender port 200 docker. Delete the hab docker and then stick the cool one right in its place. Time to add 5 of these 200 cm shielded ballasts to one side, and then we're going to add 5 more to the other. Time for some paint. Now, in order to paint everything, you just double click one of the pieces and it'll highlight your entire ship, and you can pretty much make it whatever color you want. You can also color individual pieces if you want to. Oh man, I almost forgot to add the portholes to the top. Now that really does add a lot to your ship because, you know, when you're staring up in space, it's nice to look out a window. It is now time to finalize the build. Yep, congratulations, you got her done. Time to head inside and check out what she looks like. You're gonna love it. As soon as you enter your ship, the very first thing you're gonna notice is you have all of your workbenches like right there as you zone into your ship, which is super duper win. You can also head up and check out the ultimate cockpit. That's how you get to the second level. The next thing you'll notice when we head to the back side of the ship is all of your researching as well as your pharmaceutical equipment is literally right here. You see what I'm talking about? No mazes and no ladders. You can't really get lost in the ship. It's super duper easy to navigate. Now let's head up to the second level here. The very first room is going to be your bedroom with your bed, which is, you know, super duper important. It's just a shame you can't color the interiors because that'd be awesome. Now back here in this room is another eating area with 4 chairs as well as a cooking station. This is my favorite part. We're going to head into the armory. This is where I'm going to stash all my loot, and I have plenty of places to stash my loot, including 2 mannequins. This section has a ton of boxes and weapon cases to stuff stuff in, and you even have a few more back here as well. Let's head back up to the cockpit. I'm going to check out how much cargo space this thing has. I think I built it exactly like my last Cheddar hauler. Yep, let's check it out here. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. She holds 61,050 cargo. I highly recommend that you get level 4 in payloads as well as piloting, and it definitely doesn't hurt to have level 4 in ship engineering as well as ship design in order to build this. This is my all-in-one Game Plus hauler and fighter ship build. I hope you really enjoyed the tutorial. Catch you in another Starfield video.